You have a minimum diameter rocket, but how do you keep the engine in and prevent it from popping out the back when the ejection charge goes off? I'm going to show you how to do that in this video.
Welcome to Advanced Construction Videos, where we show you how to tackle rocketry building techniques and more. On our website, we sell kits, motors, building supplies, and electronics. So come and learn, shop, build, and fly when you visit us at apogeerockets.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Van Milligan from Apogee Components. A common question that we get has to do with minimum diameter rockets like this one right here. This is a high power rocket. It's a laser lock kit from Lock Precision, and it's got glassed fins from tip to tip, so it's a really strong rocket, and it can handle high power motors like this H motor right here. But how do you keep the motor in from falling out? This kit does not come with any type of engine retainer. Now you could take a screw-on engine retainer, and there's just probably enough room on the back to screw it on or to bond it on. But then it's bigger than the outside diameter of the motor, and so you're adding extra drag. And the purpose of minimum diameter in the first place is to go really high. So you don't want to add a lot of extra drag. So how do you keep this in? In newsletter number 95, for those of you who subscribe to the Flight newsletter, and if you don't, you probably should be. You just go to the Apogee website and you go to subscribe. You'll see the link for the newsletter. But in that issue, I told you a number of ways to hold minimum diameter motors, or minimum diameter rockets, hold the motor in. One of the ways was to use a piece of wire, and that's what I'm going to do on this rocket. I'm going to take this twisted wire rope, and I'm going to create a kind of a U-shaped piece like this, and I'm going to bond it into the fin fillets right here. And when you put the motor in, what's going to happen is you'll see that if I do it just right, it will snag the edge of the rocket engine, preventing it from sliding out until I bend it backwards like this. So now this is, typically you want to do this before you build the rocket, but this rocket is already built, so I have to modify it. And I've got, like I said, I got glassed fins right here. So these have fiberglass on them, so they're very strong, very hard. Plus it has a big fillet already in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a channel into the fin fillets with my Dremel here. And then I'm going to lay this in there, and then I'm going to bond it in with epoxy. So that's the steps. You can get the wire rope at a hardware store. You'll also want to get, they have this special cutter for it, because this is very strong wire. It's hard to cut with, if you try to cut it with a diagonal cutter like this, you're just going to smash up the ends. These are designed to cut the wire rope, and you get a really nice clean cut on the end. So you want to pick up these two, and they're under 20 bucks, so it's worth the investment. Okay, so now I'm ready to start, and I think I'm not going to put it on this side. I'm going to put it on the launch lug side, so that when it's sitting on the launch rod, I don't see the extra engine retainer. So I want to put a line in there, and I can see. First, I want to measure where I'm going to put it. So I already bent this up, and you can see that I've made these ends pretty long, because I need a lot of epoxy in there to prevent it from sliding backwards. So this is where I'm going to be. I'm just going to mark it here where the ends of my wire rope are. Okay. This is where I'm going to try to use a Dremel here, and I'm going to use a cutoff wheel like this. But if that doesn't work, I've also got these other little ball bits right here where I know these will work, but I probably get a straighter line if I use this. So I'm going to try this first. And you're going to need your safety glasses for this, because this is going to produce a lot of dust. Now let's see if I can draw a line here. And I want to get it as close to the fin as I can. There's one line. Oops. Well, it looks like I am putting it on that side. That's all right. It happens. I can live with that. All right, so let's see how good I can cut right here. Oh, I'm going to pause here because you see all that dust right there? That's fiberglass dust, because remember I said it's fiberglass? I don't have a particle mask, so I'm going to go grab a particle mask and I'll be right back. Particle mask, here we go. Oh, that's a lot of dust. So let me clean this up real quick, and we'll see what we are and see how well this wire rope fits in there. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and so I've cleaned this up. You can see my cuts here. What I want to do next is stick the rocket motor in and test fit everything to see how well it's going to work. To make sure that these wires go all the way in. I don't want them sticking up for obvious reasons. Then I want to test here on the back. I want to make sure that I can bend this forward and then slide the motor out, which I can. And then test it this way, make sure that it's not going to slide out coming this way. So that's good. Now I want to tack glue this in, because I'm going to bond it in permanently with epoxy. But while the epoxy is still soft, I don't want this floating to the surface. So I'm going to bond it down using thick super glue. So let me get the super glue in there. Okay, remember to keep the motor in there so you know exactly how long this is going to be. Like that. And I'm going to just kind of push it down in as deep as it will go. And then I'm going to use some kicker in here. I don't need a lot, so I'm not going to spray it. I'm just going to drip it on. This is a super glue accelerator, and it just makes the super glue harden that much faster. Okay, so now, just one more test. See that springs up nice. You can slide the motor out. And now I'm going to put it in there permanently using epoxy. And for this, I have a choice. I can use the fix-it epoxy or the rocket epoxy. I'm going to use the rocket epoxy because it's a little bit thinner, and I really want to get down into the grooves of the wires. So I'm going to mix up some rocket epoxy, and then we'll just dribble it in there, smooth it out, and then we'll let it harden. So let me go ahead and start mixing this up. Got my epoxy mixed up, and at this point it's just going to press it into that seam right there. Now I'm not going to go all the way back because I do want it to be able to bend up. So you'll notice that I don't go all the way to the end of the tube. Okay, so now I got most of it in, and now it's going to just smooth it out. And I'm going to take a little rubbing alcohol and kind of wet. Yeah, that worked really good. I'm just taking off all the excess. I can see here, I can see my wire, which means that it kind of floated to the surface, or I didn't get my channel deep enough. I think that's going to be okay though. Just using a wet finger here with alcohol on it. That's smoothing it out pretty good. I'm just trying to smooth it out so that I don't have to do too much sanding. But this right here is probably going to show no matter what I do because that wire is on top and I can't really sand in the wire because it's really hard. So it's just going to get painted that way. Alright, so now I'm just going to let this harden overnight, and then tomorrow we'll sand it and finish it so that try to make it as invisible as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but I don't think it looks too bad. Right now it looks terrible, but I think it's going to be okay. So I'll be right back. It's now the next day and our epoxy is rock hard. And you can see it's really strong and it's not coming up. So you can take a closer look at it here and it doesn't look too bad. At this point, everything is just cosmetic now, so I can go ahead and sand these fillets down and repaint as necessary. I want to test the motor first before I do any of that. So the motor goes in and it locks in really nice. It does work fine. So at this point the rocket actually is flyable. Before I would fly it though, I would wrap one little piece of masking tape around here just to prevent this from popping up in flight. I don't think it's going to, but if you want to be absolutely certain, and it doesn't really add that much drag, just wrap just a little, just a 1/4 inch wide piece of tape just around, just to make sure that it doesn't pop up. But it's actually really nice. It acts just like an engine hook, so it works pretty good. So at this point, I am going to repaint because I want to make this rocket look nice because I'm going to fly it this weekend. So I may come back and show you what it looks like. I've gone ahead and finished this out by sealing and sanding and then painting the rocket. So now you can barely see where that cut was made for the wire rope. It looks pretty good. Just one last check right here. It fits in there nice. Before I would fly it though, what I would do is take a piece of masking tape and just wrap it around that perimeter when you fly it. That's just that extra little bit of precaution to keep that wire rope so that it doesn't slip over the edge and allow the motor to come out. Yeah, that would be the only thing that I would do. So this rocket is ready to fly. So that's how you add a minimum diameter retainer to this type of rocket. If you like this video, leave a comment down below on YouTube, or if you have a question, you can put that also there. If you like these videos, why don't you subscribe to them? You can either do that here on YouTube, or you can come to the Apogee website, and we have a newsletter that also gives you notifications when these videos are available. And in the newsletters, you're going to get all kinds of good stuff, including 25 free rocket plans. And then occasionally we'll put in a new plan every so often, so you get even more free stuff. My name again is Tim Van Milligan. You're watching the Apogee Rocketry Workshop. May the winds be light, may the skies be blue, and may all your rockets fly straight and true.